Hello and welcome to the season preview edition of Shelter on Base. I am King Anthony, being joined by Therese, Carmen, and Cole. I'm the host, doing a little something different. I'm the host for the day, so I'm the king for the day. And the king is telling you, don't forget, subscribe, like our channel, comment, but only if it's positive. Tell a friend, tell your mama, tell your aunt, tell your cousin, tell everyone about Shelter on Base. Now, as any good king would do, I am going to give praise to one of our subjects, to one of my subjects.
Therese.
On our last show, we predicted who would get opening day correct. Therese, you said April 30.
Mm-hmm.
Cole, you said April 20 because, of course, you said 420.
Of course.
I said April 4th. I went for Easter Sunday. It was very Trump of me. Like, oh, COVID will be gone by Easter. I thought, oh, opening day will be here by Easter. But then Carmen, Price is righted me. She said April 1. I'm the king. I should be the fool because Carmen got it right.
You're a jester.
Carmen, congratulations. You
Thank
got
you.
it.
What do I get?
What would you like to say? You won.
I want food from you guys. Can you give me food? That's what I want.
Chicken tenders.
Yeah, I want chicken tendies. You know, I'm a little nervous that, I won't get to eat as many chicken tendies now that I'm in Oakland. But, if you guys can make that happen, I would really.
I can't guarantee anything, but I'm 99% sure they have chicken tenders in Oakland. I'll do some research though.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
They gotta have it somewhere. Very quickly, 2020 season starting on Thursday. The Giants will start in Seattle. The season rules. They're bringing some things back from last year. Over 7-inning doubleheaders. Still, doubleheaders will be 7 innings. They're going to start with the runner at second again in extra innings. It will be 162. They're going to try to play 162. We will see what happens. And Cole, you win. There will be no National League designated hitter. No.
For this year.
We all win.
I would like to say, did you guys see the interview with Farhan saying he would like to eventually get to 7-inning everyday games?
Yeah, of course. If you work, it's like, would you like to work 9 to 5 or would you like to work 9 to 3? Who's going to pick 9 to 5 if you work?
You think that's where it was coming from? He was just trying to sneak out early every day?
Get some rest, The guy needs
the man is
a PJ Maxx.
Yeah, he's a Maxinista. Of course he's going to say he wants 7-inning games.
When you're in Farhan's role, once the game's over, you clock out and you're done for the day, right?
Yeah, of course. It's just like the vendors.
Yeah, exactly. He's a game day staff.
King Anthony?
So, Therese, I will grant you the power. I will pass the crown along to you. You're going to hit us with some
We need to get one of those so we can actually do it.
Oh my God, then you'd pass it over and then she would take it. Oh gosh, as if we're old enough to do that.
Well, one of our favorite things to do is superlatives. And since we're wrapping up spring training, we're doing spring training superlatives, everybody. Yay! Okay, let's start off with biggest surprise from spring training. I'll go with my personal biggest surprise, which was Austin Slater. I thought was a pretty big surprise. I wasn't expecting, AC Slater to just come out running hard and doing things well, especially since he's still kind of figuring it out. But it looks like he's going to be playing, center field. He's also going to be playing some infield. So I thought maybe he would have I know he went to Stanford, but maybe there was going to be too much on his plate to worry about. but in 10 games, he hit 409. He also leads the team in OPS with 1.480 and is tied for the lead with RBI with 10. And he also has 4 home runs. Austin Slater bringing in some power, bringing in some heat. I like it a lot. So I was not expecting that of Slater. So that was my biggest surprise. Anybody else? Agree, disagree?
I agree. I mean, I don't know, because Slater's kind of just been around a little bit, and he's always been kind of like, he's good enough, a lot of times. And I kind of just didn't really see him all of a sudden pulling it together and then being like a huge impact player. but perhaps he's going to help us create a more strong outfield, which I feel like the Giants have always been lacking. So that's always a plus. I mean, I am surprised by our man, Donnie Barrels.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe everybody else isn't, but I am, because I don't know, again, I thought it was like a one-hit wonder situation. And I wasn't really sure what he could bring to the table this year. Maybe it was a fluke. But if he can continue doing what he's doing, he's batting .441, 8 RBI, 3 home runs in 13 games. I'm down. I'm cool with that.
Especially since they're not going to have a DH this year. Here's Donnie being like, hey guys, I hit really well. You got to find a place for me in the lineup somewhere. But let's just hope the errors are cut down.
Yeah. Does anyone know how many errors he has this spring training?
Is this, I don't know. Is it a lot?
I don't know either. But I got to imagine it's at least as many home runs as he has.
A little bit of a butterfingers, okay? A little bit. A little bit. But he's going to be surrounded by basically Gold Glove caliber infielders. So I'm hoping for what he lacks, they can help pick up a little bit, and it just evens itself out.
I gotta go. I mean, I don't think this is as exciting of a thing as the other things, because I certainly don't think it's going to carry over to the regular season. But my most surprising thing was the stolen bases. Giants have been speedy without having any speedy guys. Seems like guys who don't usually steal are just stealing for the heck of it because we're in spring training. 24 stolen bases on 29 attempts, which puts them third in the league for spring training. Why? Why is that something they're practicing?
I don't know.
They're not going to be doing that
last spring.
next week.
They weren't doing that at all. They weren't.
Yeah.
Last spring, last season, I just feel like they've never been a speedy team in general. Like, I think Crawford is like one of the slowest in the entire league as a player. So, I just feel like they just never had speed on their side. So that is surprising to me, Cole. Good pick.
We know how sabermetric centric, say that 10 times fast, this Farhan and Gabe are. And Saber teams don't like to run. They don't like to sacrifice outs on the bases. So this is the philosophy of the team, of the organization, is don't run, don't steal bases. So I'm with Cole. I'm surprised that they've stolen so many and they've been so successful. Therese, if you go back 2 years to when we had the Giants Outsider auditions, my audition, you and I joke that if someone is having a great spring, they're going to have a great season. If they have a crappy spring, it's just spring training.
Yeah.
My surprise is Evan Longoria, who hasn't played, I think, at all in the field. He's only strictly been a DH, which is a little bit of a problem because there's going to be no DH for the Giants in the National League. He's got 4 home runs in 11 games. You mentioned Austin Slater as a team high 4 home runs. He's tied with Evan Longoria. So Longoria's been bothered by plantar fasciitis, which I'm not a doctor. I do not play one on TV, and I've never even been one for Halloween. But I've heard people say that it's something you never really recover from.
You've never been a sexy nurse. Come on.
That's a lie. That's a lie.
I've worn the stethoscope on Halloween.
I was
Guilty.
a sexy cop. I was never a sexy nurse. So I'm kind of surprised that even though Evan Longoria is a little banged up and he hasn't played the field yet, it's not affecting him at the plate.
Y'all had plantar fasciitis. It does hurt. It
I
feels
have.
like you're
It
stepping
sucks.
on a golf ball, like as you walk every step. So, I mean, I feel like it's one of those things that seems really small, but can really bother all your mechanics as you try to do normal things.
Yeah. Well,
It's pretty impressive that. Sorry, go on.
No, I was just going to move on to the next one, but since you have something to add, Cole, please proceed.
Oh, I was just going to say, obviously he's not playing defense because he's got a foot issue, but despite having a foot issue, he's absolutely crushing it at the plate. So if he gets over the plantar fasciitis, is he going to be even better offensively? Or, I got to imagine your swing, your pivot is heavily affected by an injury to the bottom of your foot. Because I've had it, and it feels like you can't take a step, you can't move your toes without just like a jolt of pain.
And there's no surgery for it, right? Isn't pretty much the only thing you can do is rest?
You can have a surgery, but it's really hard to recover from foot surgeries in particular. So a lot of people opt not to do things like that because it can be more harmful than it can be good.
Look at us. You don't just get baseball talk here on Shelter on Base. You get medical advice.
Don't ever take
our medical advice.
Never take our medical advice.
Take our medical advice. We stand by everything we say on this.
No, don't. We'll kill you.
What I was going to say was Anthony's pick actually helps lead me into our next superlative, which is biggest concern. And my biggest concern from spring training has been that we haven't seen our 2 starting corner players actually play any defense this spring. Belt's been out. Longoria hasn't played defense at all. I feel like that's a little worrisome.
I'm piggybacking on that one because
okay.
My man Brandon every year finds something to fuck up, and he just can't ever be healthy. And I'm just like, the thing that you always say with Belt or hear about Belt is, if he could just stay healthy, if he could just stay healthy, if he could just stay healthy. I really want to see what happens when he can just stay healthy for a full season. So the fact that, we haven't seen him out there is a little concerning. It sounds like he's starting though on opening day, which is nice. But I really hope he can put his health at a priority this year and just try to please stay healthy. Don't get hit by anything. Don't go licking any floors. Just keep it cool, Brandon.
It sounds like he got all his sicknesses out in the first couple of months of the year, so he'd be good to go for the rest of 2021.
Yeah, he doesn't have an appendix anymore.
Yep.
I feel like he's gotten it all. Maybe he's got a hamate bone to give or something.
He got COVID. He got mono. I mean, he's
check those off.
He's got that immune system up now. So he should be good.
What do we want to guess he's gonna get next? I'm going chicken pox. I'm going with the pox.
Going with pox. Shingles. You're going
shingles.
with shingles.
Okay, you're gonna go shingles. Nicole.
Bad food poisoning.
Bad food.
I hate food
already
poisoning.
had that.
I'm gonna say he strains his neck sneezing because I feel like I've done that.
That's more Jeremy Affelt-esque.
You sneeze so violently.
Anybody else have big concerns? Biggest concern besides our 2 corner starters not playing any defense this spring?
My biggest concern is kind of the obvious one, the layup, and it's just how freaking gnarly the NL West is with the Padres and the Dodgers. I mean, it's not a fun one to talk about because it seems like every team other than the Dodgers has a very slim window right now, and essentially is going to have to wait them out until they start to hit the downslope and be overpaying aging guys. We saw it kind of with the Giants after their little 3-5 run. Is you pay for that on the back end. So it just feels like, as bad as I want the Giants to be good, there's no point in being good right now because the NL West is so beastly.
Just be okay.
Just be okay.
Just
be good enough to satiate the fans.
This is coming from Carmen. Cole, she's the one that's telling you to just, it's going to be okay.
Okay.
You turned over such
this
a
is
new
where
leaf.
you've reached that point where
I have a new leaf. I'm a new leaf.
You're so different. The pandemic has changed you.
I'm on a lot more antidepressants, and it's clearly helped me. Everybody's laughing, but uncomfortable. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's
Self-care.
self-care.
My
Take
self-care.
care of yourself.
Anthony, what about your biggest concern?
I would say the errors, 22 and 22 games. I can recall a couple of games last year where they had some defensive miscues late in games. So you hope they kind of shore that up. Cole just mentioned the Dodgers and Padres are both so good that I feel like the best the Giants can do is 3rd place in the division. And when you can't really beat teams with your talent, you've got to be fundamentally sound. And so if the Giants are already going to be at a talent disadvantage when they play the Padres, when they play the Dodgers, you can't give them extra outs when they're already better than you. So they need to shore those up. And hopefully, it's spring. And Therese, like we said, it's spring. Who cares? It doesn't count. So hopefully they shore those things up by the time the season starts.
Yeah. Next superlative, the one you secretly hope the Giants keep. And I think I speak for everyone when I say Elliott Ramos.
Yes. Ramos.
Are we all on the Ramos bandwagon here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is you, Joey Bart. You know how everybody was salivating for Joey Bart last year? Yeah. I'm salivating for Elliott Ramos. I need now.
He's had one hell of a spring. 19 games, slash line is 400, 417, 714, 6 RBI, 3 home run, 2 doubles, 9 stolen bases. He even won the Barney Nugent Award. They announced that on Sunday, which is today. We're recording that. And that's an award where teammates, coaches, and staff I'll just pay recognition to one player in his first big league camp whose performance and dedication in spring training exemplifies #SF Giants spirit.
Hell yeah.
It's like spring training Willie Mack Award, right?
Yeah, it's a spring training Willie Mack Award where you're doing well on the field and everyone likes you off the field too. So I think we're all secretly hoping. I know, Cole, from your Giants Talk podcast, you keep hoping that maybe he won't be on the opening day roster, but you've been pushing for the home
and then
opener.
the next week, and then maybe the week after that. I'll be right one of these weeks. I guarantee it.
There you go.
It'll be interesting because they do have a lot of utility players, and he plays outfield. And right now, the outfield seems like it's okay. It's going to be fine. But what happens if like Crawford gets injured, or like Dubon, we'll get to that later.
We're going to get to that. Yeah.
What if Mauricio gets injured and then we're shortchanged on, backup shortstop? Well, then you've got Slater. So then we don't really have a center fielder. So then Mike's got to come over. I say Mike like as if we're best friends. So Mike's got to come over. So then we're, maybe that's, I'm not hoping for Mauricio to get hurt, but like, let's play doomsday here. What happens if he does and he's out for the season? That might be a reason he comes up.
Especially during COVID, during the pandemic, depth isn't necessarily a bad thing. So God forbid something happens to one of the guys on the roster, to have someone like Ramos, who had such a great spring, being able to come up and play and hopefully play well. It's not a bad thing to have.
I think I speak for everyone where we hope to see him sooner than we expect. He's just been playing so well. I'm excited to see what this kid can do when he's on the big league roster for good. So the next one is most likely you didn't realize was having a strong spring. Joey Bart. Like, we forgot about this kid. He's been surprisingly having a strong spring. Alex Pavlovich wrote an article about this. He actually leads the team in batting average with .458, on base percentage 500. I mean, the one stat that really stuck out was his strikeout to walk ratio this spring. And I know, Anthony, like we said before, like, it doesn't even matter, like, unless it matters, unless we want it to matter, right?
Exactly.
Well, in his rookie season last year with the Giants, his ratio was 41 strikeouts to 3 walks. And at least this spring, he's cut that down, where he's struck out 7 times and walked twice. So, improvement from Joey Bart at the plate. He's been doing well. Another kind of secret strong spring for the kid, which has been, I'm liking if you can't tell, like, future prospects, yay.
Yeah, I kind of forgot about the older guys, and I'm just like, what's next? Like, I'm ready for the next course.
Been there, done that.
And that's troubling because we do have pretty much the remaining veteran regime one more year with them, and are most of us already looking towards like, bye, see ya, thanks so much? I hope not. Like, let's savor this season that we have with them, because we don't know who's coming back.
Very true.
It's going to be interesting to see if we end up ending the season with some swan song kind of ceremonies for 1, 2, or 3 guys.
Little Sebastian.
There's not going to be someone riding off on a scooter into the sunset, though, like Hunter.
Anthony liked it.
Yeah. I did like your little Sebastian song. Thank you. All right, last one.
I interrupted you, Nicole. I had to.
Can I get that reference now?
Now you get the reference, because we're a Parks and Rec show.
We are.
Ew,
now
Carmen.
you're a Schitt's Creek person.
Ew,
and I
Carmen.
can't
Don't
this.
Don't Schitt's Creek me.
Oh my God, we're gonna Schitt's Creek all over you.
I'm never ever okay with that.
Yes, last one, just because this is one of my favorite ones to do, and since this is like almost every year is a whole new team, the Giant you would like to get a beer with. And so we'll go around the room. Anthony, why don't you go first?
I said this for our Gotham Club thing. I'll say it again. There's some people you want to get a beer with because you want to get hammered with them. Like, I would love to take shots in the arena with Brian Wilson. I would love to get smoked out with Tim Lincecum. There's some people that you want to hang out with because you want to get to know them better. And I would love to have a beer with Buster Posey. You mentioned Therese. Could be his last year as a Giant. He's got like a $20 million option next year that the Giants probably might not want to pick up. So this could be the last season for Buster. So many great memories. It was his birthday this week. A bunch of people tweeted out favorite plays that he made and home runs he's hit. And so he seems like a deceptively funny guy. He seems like when he speaks, he's well thought out and articulate. I'd love to get to know Buster a little more. So I want to have a beer with Buster Posey.
And you should make it a blue moon because he's funny once in a blue moon.
There you go.
I had to bring it back. I'm sorry. I don't get jokes often. I'm going to say them when I can.
Hell yeah.
What do you got?
I have Yaz. Yaz, just because I watched, so the Giants have some of these videos on their YouTube channel, which are called Catching Up With, and they play catch and they ask them questions. And I was watching
really
Yaz.
cool videos.
They're pretty cool. And you learn a little bit more about them personally. And I just felt like Yaz is someone I could hang out with, just as like, and generally enjoy their company. We could go play golf and have a beer, and his wife Paige can come along and we can talk about core power yoga because she's a badass. And then we can also talk about our love for Tom Brady and why he thinks Mark Wahlberg should play him in a movie. Don't you put your thumbs down. He's the greatest of all time. Stop it.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
So I would, Yaz might want to do it over cold brew coffees. I'm dropping all the knowledge I learned from this video about him.
Yeah.
But he's probably gonna be creeped out that I know so much when we do go get a beer together. He'd be like, why do you know so much about him? But I just feel like Yaz would be a super fun. His wife is also super fun. I feel like it would be a fun beer collective to go get to know a little bit better. So yes. You want one? Yes.
Have you guys seen, by the way, the little dog who goes, awa, awa? Have you guys seen that dog on TikTok? I have to send it to you guys because it's like my new favorite dog. Anyways, go ahead. It's like Bubs, but different.
Carmen, since you want one? Yes. You want? Who do you want?
I want Gabe Cap. Well,
whoa!
No, I will not have this turn salacious. I think he's an interesting, weird person, and I want to know why he's weird. Because we talked to him, like almost a year ago, maybe something like that, and he was very interesting. It kind of scares me to talk to him because you'll be like, "Hey, like, tell me about your diet," and he'll be like, "Tell me about yours." You're like, no. Have you heard of Oreos? I would be horrified. But I think he's a very interesting human being. I think he's got a lot of like philosophical thoughts. I just think it'd be very interesting to like pick his brain a little bit. And like, who knows what'll come out when he's drunk, like after a few beers. I don't even know. Does he drink?
Probably not.
Yeah, he's a whiskey and wine guy.
Okay. So like, yeah, let's see what he's like when he's hammered. I want to see that.
He'll give you one of these, Carmen. That's an excellent question, Carmen. Thank you so much for asking it.
I would like die because I'd be so scared to answer his question.
He's the only person in my professional sports media career who I've interviewed where they ask questions to me back, and it was like, that's actually not how this goes. And then you went. It was disarming. I was like, what's happening here?
And it's
very interesting cat. He's a really interesting dude.
And he gives you that feeling that if you ran into him on the street, he would remember your answer to the question. Be like, "Oh, are you still loving,
from 5 years ago?"
Whatever.
You would remember that from 5 years ago.
Cole, do a spicy ramen challenge with us, so
right.
Waiting.
Cole, finish us out for spring superlatives. Who would you want to get a beer with?
I'm going to circle back to Anthony's bit at the beginning about how sometimes you want to get a beer just to get to know someone, and sometimes you want to go hard and have some fun. I'm going to have some fun with Johnny Cueto. We're going to be riding horses, sculling beers. We're going to be cooking a barbecue. We're going to be just going wild, playing some music. It's going to be a blast.
Catching some fish.
Catching fish.
But like not catching fish. They're pre-packaged in like styrofoam and plastic.
Oh yeah, he used to always post his spring training fish pictures. Like, dude, we know you didn't catch those in Scottsdale.
Like, at least take it out of the package.
Maybe he did. Maybe he knows the place.
He goes down to the pond at the golf course.
Maybe he knows the place. All right, as the king, I'm passing the crown to Carmen. Carmen, you're up.
Does that kind of look real? Okay, I'm wearing it. See? I want to do something that we also like to do either at the beginning of the month or the beginning of the season, which are predictions. Obviously, I was the best last time because I predicted when we would have opening day, but we need new predictions for the season, and I'm sure we will circle back on this later on in the year.
Oh, we will.
Because, I'll win, and I'm going to get all the tendies. But until then, let's get everybody's take on a couple things. First of all, the most home runs. Last year, we had little Wilmy with 12, which is not a lot, but it was a short season, so okay.
Yep.
A short season. But, who do we think this year is going to do that? And we can, Cole.
Buster Posey, my pick.
Oh, whoa.
Interesting. That seems like more of an emotional pick than a lot.
It is certainly emotional pick, but if this is potentially our final year with Buster Posey, I want to see him go hard.
Okay.
Brandon Belt. Can
You're gonna go Belt?
Yeah. Sorry, I need.
Why do you say it so quietly? Own it.
Yeah,
I don't want to be yelled at.
Brandon, back your man, Carmen.
Yeah, I'm gonna stand by my man, Brandon Belt, bitch.
There you go. There you go.
Sorry,
Anthony,
Therese,
who are
I
you
cut you
picking?
off.
When I think of home runs, I don't think of power. I think of who's going to be healthy, right? Who's going to play the most. I feel like Yaz is pretty durable. I feel like it's kind of a common pick. It's not a sexy pick, but I'm going to go with Yaz. I just think he's going to play games.
Were you throwing some shade at Carmen with that?
No,
you got to pick someone durable.
I would, she just said.
Anthony.
I'm not.
Anthony.
I'm the king. All right. I don't have to defend.
You gave the crown to me. What kind of king is that?
I don't have to defend it. I think he's going to play the most games. I love Brandon. I hope Brandon Belt wins. I would like to.
That also sounds like shade. Just take the crown off.
Sorry, well,
have some respect for your king, please.
Oh my gosh, I'm going with the big energy. I'm going with Dick.
Big energy.
Big time energy. Dickerson. That's my pick.
Dickerson energy. I like it.
I forgot he existed.
I'm gonna write these in. I'm gonna write these in there, by the way. All right.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Write them in because I know we'll forget, and I will try to change my answer if it's super wrong.
Yeah, we have this recorded, luckily, so we can hold you to it. All right. What prediction do you want us to do next, Carmen?
Okay, I want to do most starts. So Anthony talked about durability, and this is certainly something about durability. Who can give us the most starts? And I noticed that this doesn't say quality starts. This just says you step on the mound first. Who do you think will have the most of those?
No one's jumping at this, huh? All right.
This is so ambiguous to me.
See, I'm torn between two, so I'll just pick one, and I guess I'll go with the obvious opening day starter because they like what they see in Kevin Gausman. So I'm going Kevin Gausman with the most starts.
Okay.
No lingering injuries or anything like that. I just jinxed him. Kevin, I'm really sorry. I apologize now.
Why don't I go with Logan Webb?
Okay, Webby.
Ooh. Yeah, Webby McGee, because he is just, he's younger. He might have, like a little more on the tank, and he might be built a little bit more sturdy. So will he have the lowest ERA? Probably not. But will he step on the mound the most during the first inning? I think maybe.
He's actually had a really good spring.
Yeah.
He's been one of the guys that showed a lot of improvement. So it's one of the reasons why he's now the third starter in the rotation. Whereas at the start of spring, they weren't even sure if he was going to be on the 40-man, So I like good pick is what I was trying to say, Carmen. Great pick.
So Anthony, with only 3 confirmed spots on the starting rotation, which one of us wants to go next and take the?
I went first last one as the king. Like I said, I'm a very generous king. So Cole, you may go first.
Then I guess I'll take Cueto for the number 3. And I'm going to leave you in the lurch to figure out what name you want to dig up for number 4.
For a player to be named later.
King, I get to make the rules as the king for the day. So I'm also going to say Cueto. This is my I'm putting.
Who likes it though? So
I'm putting Cueto.
Okay, wait, no. Now we need this because you guys picked the same person. Okay. You both need to say how many starts.
I like this.
Closest is the winner.
I like this. I will say 27th.
Coley?
Price is right, I'm
Don't
Cole.
you dare
For the
price
highest on the team?
No. Yeah, the highest on the team.
I'll take the over
Yeah,
on that.
if Cueto
I'll
gets
take
the most.
28.
28.
28.
You Price is right at me.
You Price is right at him by taking
27 and a half.
When I
I
go
know.
third, right? The person after me, you can't go third on these. I've learned you get Price
Yeah.
right all the time.
It's
All right.
tricky. Well, let's see. How many starts did he have in 2019? I'm pulling up his stats right now.
While we wait for Cole, Carmen, you want to hit our next one?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
More,
Yes.
yeah. More pitching thingies. Most saves. I actually have no fucking idea. I'm gonna be honest. I don't even have one person in mind.
They had like 5 or 6 guys have saves last year, and like I think 3 or 4 of them had more than 3. And this is kind of a bullpen by committee, so I thought this was be an interesting one to. I kind of want to go for. Am I an asshole if I go first?
Go first,
I
man.
literally
You're
don't even
king.
know.
You do whatever you want.
I'm gonna take Reyes Maranta. You feel like he throws the
Are you
hardest.
watching Sunday's game against the A's? Are you sure you
I
know
saw
that?
him pitching in the third. I was watching a little bit earlier, but I feel like he throws the hardest. He just can't. He missed all last season. I feel like he was always kind of the closer in waiting. So I feel like it's his job to lose. So we'll see what happens. But I feel bad. See, this is why I can't be king, because I feel bad. I feel bad about.
Somebody help me. I don't even know.
I'm gonna, go ahead.
Carmen, you can guess Coonrod.
I'm good. I'll take no one. I'll just
You
take the
pick
L.
no one.
I'll take the L.
You can take Gott. That's who had it last year. He had the most.
I
Yeah.
like Gott. He's got
Yeah,
a good kid. I'll take Gott.
I was about to say God as well, so I'll share that with you, Carmen.
Okay. We can do the tiebreaker.
I'm gonna go Whistler. Is that how you say his name? Whistler?
Eisler? I don't know.
It's Whistler, right? Yeah. It's weird. There's like an imaginary H.
Carmen, who did you take?
Gott. We both picked Gott.
Okay. All right.
Got.
You guys need
Gott. I got Gott.
need a tiebreaker then. What's your
Okay,
tiebreaker?
hold on. I gotta look up what he did.
I'll say 30 for God. Carmen, you want over?
Yeah, I want over. No,
All right.
No. Wait, no. I want under. I want under.
29 for Carmen.
I want 29.
29 for Carmen.
All right. I feel like for this next one, we're all going to have the same answer.
Okay.
Are we?
Maybe. Maybe.
Okay. Who will be the Giants All-Stars?
You said stars? You think
Star.
there's going to be more than one? Wow.
Therese,
Carmen, I don't know what COVID has
Therese.
done to you. It's made you like super positive.
It can happen.
Giants.
Are we all on the same page? We could have more than one, but
I think we're on the same. I mean, I hope. Otherwise, we are all delusional.
I'll be different. I'll say Solano. I feel like he deserved it last year. He probably would have gotten it last year. He second base silver slugger for the National League. I'll say Solano.
Okay. I'm taking Yazcat.
Okay.
yes, Kat.
Yeah, I you know what? I'll say both of them. I'll say we will get 2, and it will be Solano and Yaz.
I like that.
Spicy. Caliente.
And maybe even pepper in a little Gossman.
Ooh.
You want
You're
that
really going for it.
officially say 3?
I'm going to say
No.
2, and it'll be 2 of those 3 guys.
Okay, I've got Solano, Carmen.
It's like a really loose bet.
Yeah.
So you're basically just saying 2, which I think is a pretty,
That's already a big guess.
yeah,
so
pretty
give me
ballsy
my
guess
2 out
to
of 3.
begin with.
Yeah, everyone gets 1 by default. So I think it is kind of it's wishful thinking to think the Giants will get a second. But,
All right, here's one. Team wins. So last year would have been 78 over under. This season is 75.5. Is that right?
75.5. Yep. I want Carmen to go first because she's usually the Debbie Downer. So
Fuck off.
I'm the king. I'm the king.
Okay, wait.
Team wins, right?
Team wins. They're playing 160.
wins.
They're supposed to play 162. We'll see what happens.
Okay. And if not, we'll just ratio it. But
Yeah.
Oh God, I'm gonna get prices righted. I think I will.
Hey, welcome to my world. Yeah.
79.
Ooh.
I like that.
79.
Okay.
Therese.
Dang it, King Anthony.
You He's gonna go last, you piece of shit.
I know.
No, you know what? I have my answer. I know what I want my answer to be. I'm gonna say 78. I think they're gonna win as many as they probably should.
You prices rated yourself.
I did. That's what I thought. I think they're gonna win 78. That's what I thought. I'm gonna not prices right anyone because it sucks. Therese, what do you think?
All right, well then I'll be the over positive one, and I'm gonna say they're gonna finish 500.
Ooh, 81.
I'm going 81.
Okay.
Well,
cool.
you know, let's just keep the pack tight then, and I'll take 80. And
Oh
we'll
my
all
God.
just in there.
What is
boom,
this?
boom, boom, boom.
What is this?
So I said 78.
Watch, it's like 60.
You know, I was actually thinking about the Rockies are really bad. The Rockies are not going to be good at all this season, and they get to play.
Yeah. The Rockies are going to be really bad, and we're going to be like, they're going to own us for no reason at all.
Well, now you put it out in the universe, so thanks a lot.
Oh, man. All right, well, it's in writing and it's been recorded, so there you
No,
go.
what is this last bullet? Fuck this.
Carmen named her cat after Clayton Kershaw.
I didn't.
Oh,
I didn't.
Cole, you get the crown for the last one.
Cole got
Thank
the
you.
crown. Clayton.
What are we gonna do for Cole's bit?
All right, I just want to clear up a few, clear the bases a little, clear up a few general Giants talk things. And I know one thing as Giants fans, we're very big on our good Giants, circle R. The players that are no longer Giants, but we still love to see them. And a few guys who didn't know if they were going to make opening day rosters did. 3 guys come to mind for me, obviously more. Bumgarner made a roster, but no, he wasn't in doubt. But Pablo made the team with the Braves. Duffy made the team with the Cubs, and Panic made the team with the Blue Jays. So we have some good Giants out there floating around.
Yay!
I hope they do well. Always best of luck to them. They can, go off in a game against the Giants as long as they lose.
If you guys could take one of those guys to join the team, who would it be?
Oh, that's a good question.
Pablo for morale.
Same.
I would pick Duffy. We need some depth at third, I feel like. So
I do miss Duffy. Pablo's one of those guys who's been having a sneaky good spring training like Joey Bart, though. He's batting almost 500 himself.
Yeah, I
I feel like
read that.
Pablo needs the DH though, and he doesn't get that with our team.
Yeah.
Yeah, I read that he was a non-roster invitee, and he wasn't even expected to make the roster, and he did. So good for Pablo. I love Pablo.
Kudos.
Yeah.
Love it. Love to see it.
Friend of the show. Another thing we keep getting asked about, I keep getting asked about, is how the announcers keep flip-flopping, snip-snapping on how they pronounce Mauricio Dubon. I did
Is that
some
how you
research.
say it? Mauricio's name? Say it.
Dubon.
Say it, Cole. How do you say his
Dubon.
last name?
So in my understanding, it should rhyme with Patron.
Patron, Dubon.
And you did research on this, right?
I did some linguistic research. Alex texted me what the media guide says, but I'll have to kill my camera to pull that up if that's okay. You guys can keep talking as I
Doesn't it have like
vanish
the
for a
accent
moment.
over the O, right?
It has. Let's see. But this is
Dubon.
one of those tough names.
We were all pronouncing.
Has anybody ever just asked him?
Well, so that's the problem is the announcers don't get to just chat with the players before the games like they did before
So you're
COVID.
telling
Otherwise,
me no one could arrange one 1-minute Zoom for
All
them
right.
to be like Dubon or Dubon.
here is what the pronunciation guy says. D-O-B-O-H-N. How would you pronounce B-O-H-N?
I would say bone,
Bone.
right?
Bone. Dubon.
Bone.
So that's going to be an ongoing point of contention, I think,
It's
for Giants
so
fans
easy to
and
fix.
people in my Twitter mentions for the next 9 months.
It's gonna be easy to fix. Just ask him.
Okay.
Well, it's
telling
more
me
fun
he
to
can
just
never get
argue
on
about
Zoom?
it.
What?
It's more fun to just argue about it.
That's not logical, Cole.
Although I was watching the game today, and Mike Krukow called him Doobie as a nickname, which I think is an awesome nickname. I know Cole especially loves that. And we don't have to deal with Dubon. If we could just call him Doobie, it'll be perfect.
Doobie. Perfect. Mauricio Doobie coming up to bat on April 20th.
Which is not when opening day is, Cole. I'm going to use my king powers to talk about something that I know Carmen absolutely hates, but I will keep it brief. Fantasy
No one cares about your fantasy team.
Fantasy
No
baseball
one.
tonight. I'm so excited of keeping Jose,
Nobody cares.
Rafael Devers, and Marcell Ozuna. Really quickly, you guys already looked at the rundown. Guess who the highest batter and pitcher are for the Giants projected to do? Guess who the highest ones are in fantasy baseball? Don't look. Don't cheat.
I'm gonna look.
Yaz and Gossman.
Yaz is projected to be the 112th best player. Gossman is projected to be the 132nd best player, which on paper doesn't sound really good for a team when your best player is supposed to be the 112th fantasy baseball player. But
didn't he get MVP votes last year?
He was 8th. He finished 8th in the MVP. So we'll see.
And
no one uses Yahoo. Everyone uses Gmail anyway. So who cares?
You know what? Fantasy baseball is about individuals, and we're about a team. This is bigger than individuals. So
yeah, no, this is a
screw
very Jamie
screw
Tart
you, fantasy
attitude.
baseball rankings.
If you watch Ted Lasso, this is a very Jamie Tart attitude, and we're a team. We come together like Roy Kent.
Don't.
I have not watched Ted Lasso yet. If anyone wants to give me their Apple TV password, I will.
You get a free 3 months or year or something just for like.
Why didn't you tell me that months ago, Carmen?
You can do it now. What's the problem?
I will say as we wrap this up, don't forget, subscribe, like, which I said earlier. Also, we're going to be coming to you every Sunday. We actually have a set day and time. We will see you every Sunday. We'll be here every Sunday up till the summer, and we'll let you know more about that as the time comes. Last words, anyone? I'm the generous king. Parting shots. Who wants
Wow, so fucking nice.
Does anyone have any hot takes about what we should do about Barry Bonds in the Hall of Fame?
All right, we'll see you next Sunday. Keep Barry in the Hall of Fame. Put Barry in the Hall of Fame. Messed it up. Cole, you threw me off.